And hello, everyone. All about the gyro here, and welcome to episode 6 of An iRacer Goes Trekking. And today we're going to be driving from Parnu down to Kaliningrad. Get my windshield wipers here. Make sure my lights are on. And in this episode, we're going to discuss a couple of updates here. To what happened in episode 5. So for frame of reference, episode 5 and episode 6 have been recorded pretty close to one another. So, sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. And as you notice, this is going to be a long drive. We are going from Parnu, Estonia, all the way down to Kaliningrad. So we may have our first rest period, depending on how things go. So in this video, we're going to talk about a few more interesting things that has happened in the world. So I don't get hit here from checking across the street. Alright. And we are in the man today. So, at the time of recording, the Russians have invaded the Ukraine. And I am saddened that it has come to this, but I see both sides of the issue. And that is something that in your mainstream media, you are not going to get is both sides of the issue. Oh, as I have completely overshot this. Like a Muppet. If Kurt watches this, he'd be like, Dwayne, that's a Muppet. I would have to agree with him. And I feel for everyone. The Ukrainians, understandably, Haas Formula 1 has removed Kali off of the car. And this may end up, in essence, solving the Nikita Mazepin issue, because remember, Nikita is supposed to do some military time. Well, if you're in a war state, it's an easy way to solve your military obligation. So, it may solve that issue, because Formula 1 has stated they can't go to Russia under certain circumstances. And I'm having to keep my sarcasm very well in check. Because you were willing to go to Saudi Arabia. Under the same banner, human rights, human rights, human rights. You know, the consistency is not exactly there. And there's a lot of discussion about, oh, let's punish Russia. We're going to take them out of the international banking system. That's called SWIFT. Really? There's my day in a nutshell right there. You muppet. The AI at times in Euro Truck is comical, to say the least, but hey. It's our first accident on the playthrough. Just lift the throttle wheel so I can get in line. It's just a very tough situation because I have great empathy for the Ukrainians, but I also have a keen awareness for the Russian predicament. And geography in the Minsk Accords. Are the prime motivators for this. So I hope cooler heads prevail. Escalation, I don't think, is the right answer. And if you want to pull Russia out of the international banking system, all you're going to end up doing is sending them over to China, and now you're going to have two parallel systems. And I'll make the argument that you may bring down the petrodollar as a result of this. So where are you gonna? Where's the foundation of your economy at that point? This man does not rev very high, so it's just a rough situation, and I see both sides of the problem. You know, for Ukrainians, they're trying to get back lost territory that was seized years ago. The Russians are looking at this as a security exercise. There are no winners. That's what it comes down to. There are no winners. So hope everyone stays safe. You know, as aforementioned, OSF1 has dropped their livery. They're running a plain white livery. And I think with the sanctions and all that, Uralkali is gone, Mazepin is gone, which solves the problem. Mazepin, for once, actually handled this intelligently and gave a no comment when asked about certain questions. So he has learned something from all of the drama that he himself caused. And I think this may be the most popular opinion. Yes, Mazepin should not be an F1. This is not the way to have ridden of him. It's basically no fault of his own that he will likely not only end up losing his seat, but he's not getting back in. Just that simple. He's not getting back in. So we are now in, let's slow down here, we're in a city. And there are raiders lurking in the mist. For from the other profile I have, because I've been busted through this stretch. So, prayers to all parties involved. Let cooler heads prevail, because this could easily escalate if things are not handled correctly. Let's talk about the Canada trucking saga. So, Canadian Senator Jean-Guy Desjardins gave an excellent speech. He is a former police officer. He's a senator. Outlining all of the reasons why the Emergency Powers Act should have never been revoked. Go listen to that. It is an excellent chronology of all of the things that need to be examined. It has effortlessly commented. So I'm actually speeding a little bit because we are very close on time already. This is our longest haul in this particular playthrough. So we need to gain a couple minutes here and there. Because in Kaliningrad we will have another border crossing. So that's going to take a little bit of time. And it does give us a rest period. But we don't want to be late when we are having our biggest delivery here. So we may have to stop somewhere. 600 plus kilometer drive. But yes, going back to the Canadian trucking, Senator Desjardins encapsulated the entire argument of why dialogue must trump authoritative action. Here's that radar. I've been hit by that radar. In the other profile. There is the radar right there on the right. We just passed that post. So I'm hoping between Senator Desjardins and then the Premier of Alberta has come out very strongly on record to state that Prime Minister Trudeau has acted inappropriately. There may be some common sense coming. We're going to pass through Lithuania on this particular one. So we may get a city or two in Lithuania as we head to the Russian enclave of Kaliningrad. So Kaliningrad is the port for Baltic Sea access for the Russians, and it is a byproduct of both World War I and World War II. So transition here. And coming up, it looks like we have another question mark. So I wonder what we're going to discover over here. Let's speed on through the roundabout here. Okay, and on the left is this structure. Now, I do know what this structure already is. This is the Riga Waterworks on the left that we just passed. I have seen that in the other profile, and I had a very comical situation where I went in to see the viewpoint and couldn't get myself out of the parking lot because I didn't realize there were two ways in. I thought there was only the one way in. I could not reverse truck and trailer out of there. So I had to take a tow to Riga to get out of the parking lot because it's pretty tight in there. And then when I saw the second entrance, when I drove back through here on a different load, I had a good chuckle at myself. Looks like we're gonna do a curly Q here as we head to Saudi. So right now we're 6.5 hours delivery. And you can see there, very close on time. Very close on time. So, very interesting time in the world right now that we live in. So I want to end this on a good note here as we drive along. This will be a little bit of a longer recording just because of the drive we're doing. It's a very interesting way to get onto the freeway here. On the freeway, and middle of Latvia. So I have announced on my Discord, and I will be doing a formal video talking about Season 2, what I'm going to be driving. I have finalized that part of it. One of the things that I want to do is to give back to the community. It's given me a lot. iRacing has given me a lot. And to indirectly solve one of the main complaints that I have had. Slow down here. And that is driving standards. The idea is if streamers drive better, that will start the process of influencing others to drive better. we're about to enter into Lithuania, so we're heading south. And for those with the disc golf variety, Estonia is not a Nordic country, they're a Baltic country. Get your geography right. Anyway, so welcome to Lithuania, our next country in our playthrough. So we now have touched all 3 of the main Baltic states plus the Russian Federation. And we'll be opening up Lithuania. We're knocking out this Kaliningrad one because it's a big load for us. And fire on the left there. And the other thing is that we're trying to give ourselves flexibility when it comes to deciding what truck. We have a railroad. So yeah, we are definitely not intended to drop that load off. Today, we'll be stopping. So this is going to be a scholarship fund that I'm going to take my Twitch earnings, and I'll put in a little money myself, and I'm hoping to get, and we're going to turn right here to Kalibeta. Basically to help those who may have an economic hardship, a societal hardship, who stream for the love of the game. They're not doing it to make money, they're not doing it to for anything more than, self-fulfillment. So I am working on the criteria for how that is going to occur. But I do have some of it ironed out. Now if you look on the right here, those are the 5 flags that we have seen so far. Here on the right, those are the 5 flags we have visited: Finland, Russian Federation, Latvia, Estonia, and Lithuania. Keep in mind we are headquartered in Tallinn, so location is everything. Alright, let's speed this up here. 4.5 hours, and we're at 4.5 hours, so we'll likely need to stop and take a rest. It's just a little too far for us to make this a pause. So, this scholarship fund is going to be called the Sandy Fund. I'm naming it after and in honor of my mother, who is very generous, very loving, very talented, creative woman. And the Sandy Fund is designed to help those individuals who want to improve skill-wise, who think that by getting coaching, it'll make their stream better. It'll make their enjoyment of the sim better. And so that is why I'm doing it. It is my way to give back. And so I am definitely keen, as we finally get to go 90 kilometers per hour. Yay! I'm definitely keen to have coaches line up who's willing to do this. This is my first attempt to help get to grips with the driving standards, because if people see that, hey, these streamers they're driving better, it may run downhill, because that has been the big thing this season that I have noticed is it's god awful. And that is a lot of the reasons why I've been starting in the back. Liz McFife. I gotta ask her how she pronounces it. So Liz, if you watch this video, let me know. I'm supposed to pronounce your last name. Fife or McFife? I think it's McFife. We're gonna go with that. So Liz is of the firm view that you should start in the back and not qualify, because people are going to take themselves out. And for the one race where everyone behaves, it ends up being a net smaller loss than if you were to qualify and then you get damaged, so on and so forth. So we're going to hit map here. I'll show you where we're at. So the red line is our path, so we started way up there. So we are definitely in new territory, and we are heading, this is the center of Kaliningrad, but we're actually going to come over. So Kaliningrad is not small. We're going to be pretty close to the Polish border. So this is Poland, Gdansk, Błystok, Olsztyn. Oh, yeah, Olsztyn. I think that's how it's pronounced. But we don't have enough time. So we are probably going to stop right here, right at border control. So that, because we're going to have to take a rest. Just gives you an idea of where we're at on the map. The fact that we have trucks in front of us slowing us down is not very good. So, the Sandy Fund, like I said, we're defining some criteria. So, one of the things is you cannot be a Twitch partner. You can be a Twitch affiliate, or you can just be a casual streamer. Because if you are a Twitch partner, the select few, you are making enough money off of your subscriptions, off of your ad revenue, you can afford coaching in most cases. Now, there's always exceptions to that. And I get that. This is to invest in those that are kind of doing the grind. And in my mind, if you're a Twitch partner, I'll show you here, we're at 3 hours, and those were behind the clock. we're delivering plums. So that big station ahead, that is the control. Here we are, so we're going to start exiting out of the EU. You can see how slow it is, 20 kilometers per hour. So for those in the United States, that's 12 miles per hour, that's it. And you're just sitting there going, and you cannot set a cruise control. It's 30 kilometers per hour. So you're having to do this and go, ugh. This is not the quickest of border crossings either. It will take a little bit. So that's the first requirement, is you cannot be Twitch partner unless significant demonstration of need is demonstrated. So that's the first criteria. The second criteria, and this looks like another viewpoint, and I know this is another viewpoint because I've come at it from the other side. This is the, I believe, the Queen Anne Bridge. And so we're out of the EU, we're in the sterile area right now. We're heading into the Russian Federation. And we are going to end up stopping at the gas station you see in the GPS. Because we will have to take a rest. It's a beautiful bridge, I have to admit. Sure, right here. And we are in the Cyrillic language. Kaliningrad. I'll be very interested to see how this is in real life. Once everything calms down, things thereof. Russia, we're back up to 60 kilometers per hour in the city. First rest stop of the playthrough here. Let's hope it's not too hard to get in and out of. This looks pretty straightforward. We won't need gas here. As the Russian police waits for us. And what we're looking for here is right over here. So now the tricky part begins. Make sure I don't run into the back. I gotta get this thing parked. Okay. Now, Patrick watches this video, he's probably cringing me backing this up. So, Patrick is a real-life truck driver. So, I'm going to show you a hack. You detach the load, and you get, now, you're in your parking. So there's your hack, that's your cheat code. And now, you just back up. And as you take your rest, you've pissed off half of the Baltic states. And there we go. That's your cheat code. If you get into a spot where it's like, I can't park it because the wayside is too narrow, or you came at that the wrong way, like I needed to actually come over on the right. That's your cheat code right there. So, but yeah, this fund this engine is not very torquey. Noticing. Does not pull well in the mid gears in this transmission. So we have 2 hours game time. And we have 6 hours left to deliver it, so we're going to be in good shape. Down here, and we're heading into the heart of Kaliningrad. So, the second requirement is minimum number of streams either on Twitch or on YouTube or another streaming platform. Wherever you stream, I don't care. But you need to be doing the work. Like, you just can't phone it in here and say on 18 streams, hey, I want this funding. There needs to be a catalog of streams that you have put out. That's the second requirement. We are now in Kaliningrad. Try to slow down to 60K. So I blitz into the roundabout. Yeet! That was more of an iRacing line than it was a trucking line. So that's the second requirement, is there has to be a catalog that I can look at and investigate. Third thing is, this is for road only. For Season 2, we're just going to do it in this little bit of rev here. So we're looking for anyone doing road. Now, if the program is successful, if it grows, I hope it does, then we may expand it to other disciplines. But right now, it's going to be for road. That'll be the third criteria. fourth gear seems to be the right gear to get going here. So that's the next requirement. And then I think that the fourth one that comes to mind is skill level. Skill level has to factor into this particular, because the keyword is improving. So I know the statistics. Right now I'm at 1520 I rating. I started the season 1549. So my net change of I rating is basically 1%. It's 29 points. So 15, it's actually 2%. It's 2%. It's not much. That's within variance. So I will be much more inclined if I see someone who's putting in the work and is 1,000 I rated, instead of someone that is, let's say, 2,500 I rated. Because if you're at that I rating, now I have to see, okay, is it for, let's say, since I'm driving the Skippy now, if you are an expert in the Skippy and you're 2,500, and you apply for funding in the Sandy Fund, I'm going to want to see you do that for something like GT3 or F3 or something of that nature where it's, okay, this is a completely different car. I am getting instruction on how to drive this car, and I will look to see, like, let's say GT3 is your secondary car. Well, that light comes out in the middle of nowhere. That was I got the adrenaline flowing a little bit. We're almost done. So if you are, let's say, driving the GT3 on the regular, the pluses is kind of like what I'm doing, and I'll do this in a different video. One of my major announcements is I'm changing the GT3 car. Because my coach, Daniel Murata, says, you need to drive this car next season. This is going to teach you. So in essence, I've kind of graduated level 1 of GT3, and he's like, okay, you're starting to improve. Now we're going to push that along. Now I want you to focus on these things instead of those things. Now, a little bit of a scrappy drive, admittedly. We are basically here. And so I'll put out a video talking about the Sandy Fund. And on my Discord, I'll be putting these criteria for the Sandy Fund. And yeah, it's my way of giving back. I'm looking for this turn in here. I'm hoping it's right here. Yes. So notice if you're in the dark, the yellow sign on the right is your friend. That's a key guideline there. And this doesn't have 18 gears like I've been used to in American Truck Simulator. And we have now touched all of the Russian Federation. Okay, where's the... This truck has a few less gears. And so, yeah, lots to catch up on. My friends, as always, take care of yourselves, take care of one another, especially in this crazy life. As we complete our longest drive. And, oh, we're going to get an extra point. Yay! So now, we can go further. But we're going to open up high-value cargo. And this, as we close out, as I was saying, take care of yourselves, take care of one another, be safe out there, and God bless. Bye for now.